All right, let's get into it. Today, we're talking about the generation that's already reshaping our world, even though most of them are still in grade school. It's time to understand Generation Alpha.
So you think you're ahead of the curve because you're dialed in on Gen Z? Well, I've got some news for you. The ground is already shifting under your feet because there's a new generation in town and they're about to change everything.
And we're not talking about some distant future. We're talking about right now. A group that's already a massive economic and cultural force, and get this, a lot of them haven't even become teenagers yet. So here's our game plan. We'll start by defining these new power brokers. Then we'll dive into how they were basically born into a world of AI. We'll look at why gaming is their social network and how wellness is just a default setting for them. We'll even uncover their surprising thing for analog tech, and then we'll wrap it all up by looking at the huge opportunity this all presents.
Okay, first things first. Who exactly are we talking about when we say Generation Alpha? And why do they matter so much right now?
Generation Alpha is anyone born roughly between 2010 and 2024. Now, what's so special about that? Well, they're the first generation to spend their entire lives inside the 21st century. Think about it. They have zero memory of a world before iPhones, before Instagram, before you could get anything you wanted with a click.
And we're not talking about a small demographic here. Their global population is around 2 billion people. That makes them the largest generation in the history of the world. Just the sheer scale of that number makes them impossible to ignore.
And please don't let their age fool you. These kids have cash. In the US alone, their allowances and odd jobs give them over $100 billion in direct spending power every single year. So the big takeaway here, they aren't your customers of tomorrow, they are very much the customers of today.
Now, let's talk about the world they grew up in. For a lot of us, AI is this brand new thing, right? A tool we have to figure out. But for Gen Alpha, it's just normal. It's part of the furniture of their lives.
Just look at this. Nearly 2/3 of teenagers are already using AI chatbots regularly. That is just staggering. For them, asking an AI for homework help or to dream up a funny caption is as normal as using Google was for us. It's a completely fundamental part of how they operate.
So for business, this lays out a really clear map. The huge opportunities are in building the AI itself. You know, the software, the apps, the chips that power it all, but the risks are just as big. We're talking massive energy consumption, a whole lot more regulation coming down the pike, and the ever-present question, are we in a bubble?
So if AI is just part of their environment, where do they actually hang out? Well, if you think the answer is Instagram or TikTok, you're already a step behind. For Gen Alpha, the real social scene is inside video games.
I mean, this number says it all, doesn't it? 85% of US teens play video games. For this generation, gaming is not just a hobby. It's their primary social life. It's where they meet their friends after school, not at the park, but inside worlds like Roblox and Fortnite.
And the ecosystem around this is just massive. Obviously, game developers and platforms are huge, but so are the services built around them, like Twitch for streaming and Discord for chatting. Now, the big thing to watch out for here, it's all about child safety regulations, which are constantly changing and could really shake up how these platforms work. All right, another really core part of who Gen Alpha is wellness. They've grown up completely fluent in the language of mental health and self-care. To them, it's not some new age trend, it's just a basic part of being a person.
A majority of them, almost 60%, already see mental health as a significant issue. This is a profound shift from previous generations. Talking about your feelings, going to therapy, there's no stigma. It's just considered normal, even necessary. And this attitude extends to everything, from fitness to skincare.
This obviously opens up huge doors for businesses like mental health apps, fitness services, and all sorts of wellness brands. The big question mark, the long-term risk, is money. As Gen Alpha gets older and falls off their parents' insurance, will they still be able to afford all these services?
Now here's where it gets really interesting. For a generation that was practically born with an iPad in their hands, they have this deep, surprising love for things that are, well, real, physical, vintage. It's a fascinating paradox.
And trust me, this is way more than just a quirky little trend. We're talking about a massive economic engine. The global resale market, which is totally fueled by their love for vintage stuff from decades they never even lived through, is set to hit $360 billion. For them, secondhand is cool. It's a statement.
And this might be the most shocking fact of them all. Even though they grew up with Amazon Prime, 2/3 of them would rather shop in a real physical store. Why? Because when your whole life is on a screen, the experience of actually touching something, of trying it on, that feels special. It feels authentic.
So the opportunity here is really on two fronts. You've got the booming resale market, but you also have this need for cool, experience-driven physical stores. The risks to keep an eye on? As drifting gets more popular, prices are going up. And you never know, a truly immersive VR shopping experience could one day pull their attention back into the digital world.
Okay, so let's put all these puzzle pieces together. What does it all mean? What does this new consumer, shaped by Gen Alpha, actually look like?
What we see is this incredible mix of old and new. They are completely digital natives who live and breathe AI, but they crave real-world experiences. They connect with friends across the globe through video games, yet they value authenticity and vintage style. And through it all, they put their personal wellness first. That's the profile you need to understand.
And that really brings us to the final, most important question. It's one thing to have a plan for some far-off future generation. But the thing is, Generation Alpha isn't the future. They're here, they're spending money, their values are shaping culture right now. So the question isn't whether your business is ready for the future, it's whether it's ready for their present.